thank you for hanging with the Hazes. So I just wanted to take a minute to kind of explain a little bit about the equipment that we use when we go camping and we're hanging out and we're doing the all-American thing, you know, when it comes to campgrounds and our RV. We do have a 1999 Fleetwood Bounder 34V. Nice girl, got one big slide on the driver's side, and we tow a 2002 Jeep Liberty. So let me get into it a little bit, kind of show you some pictures and explain a couple of things, maybe answer a few questions, and hopefully you enjoy. Thanks so much for watching. Okay, so this is a driver's side shot of our 1999 Fleetwood Bounder 34V. Now, being a Chevy guy, this is a little difficult for me to say, but this is probably one of the best, most powerful motors I've ever had in a gas motor. It is a Ford V10 Triton, and to be honest with you, combined with this transmission, it has no problem moving this coach. Is it the fastest thing in the world? Absolutely not. But does it move it? Yes, it does. Behind the motorhome is a 2002 Jeep Liberty powered by a 3.7 liter V6 engine. This is what we drive when we're at the campground. Of course, we don't want to take the motorhome and take that to the local, restaurant, or take that through a drive-in at McDonald's. That would be funny. Nevertheless, this is the vehicle that we use to get around. It weighs about 4,000 pounds, give or take, and it is easy to tow behind the motorhome. Not really difficult, and it has a Brake Buddy Stealth in it, which helps take the weight of the Jeep off of the motorhome, so I don't have a problem with stopping. Alright, so now that I've shown you our setup, now that I've shown you the motorhome, let's take a look at some of the campsites that we've stayed at. A few of them have been really, really nice. We've ventured out and decided to do some state parks. We've done some really nice family campgrounds, and we've done some really, really nice commercial ones. So let me just kind of show you the difference between them and kind of give you an idea which ones we like the best. In June, we decided to venture down to Williamsburg, Virginia. And in the process of checking Williamsburg out, we decided to stay at the American Heritage RV Park, located right off of I-64. Actually, it's in between I-64 and US 60 Richmond Highway. Located in Virginia's beautiful historic triangle, this particular park is located about 8 miles from historic Williamsburg, and it does have easy access to Jamestown and Yorktown, plus of course the fun and adventure of Water Country and Busch Gardens, which happens to be one of my favorite parks. American Heritage, being a commercial park rated by Good Sam, for $60 is not a bad adventure, and I suggest everybody check it out. It does have the amenities of a normal RV park, such as a pool and some other things, and that's one of the things that we liked about the park. It had great ratings, it had great facilities, and again, it was close access to some activities we like to do as a family. Talking about a hidden gem, Big Oaks Family Campground was very different from the commercial campground of American Heritage. It's different because a family-owned campground is going to give you the warmth as well as a little bit more personal service, so to speak, than some of your commercial campgrounds like your KOA or your Good Sam parks. Now, your commercial campgrounds typically give you amenities and things to do, whereas your family campground will do the same thing, just with a little bit more of a personal touch, and a lot of times the campsites can be a little cramped. In this particular case, going to a state park is a whole different bear, and I mean that in every sense of the word. Belle Isle State Park, located in Lancaster County, Virginia, was definitely a different experience for us. I can honestly tell you that we found the one place in the world that Verizon service doesn't work, and we also figured out that everything amenity-wise was 30 to 40 minutes away. However, for the size of the campground and for the off-the-grid experience, it was absolutely fantastic. And though my kids hated it, I would definitely do it again. So, in a quick review, commercial campgrounds give you amenities. They can pretty much take any kind of rig you have and you pay. You pay for space, you pay for amenities, and you pay for location, location, location. In other words, commercial, you pay. You pay for what you get. Family campgrounds typically give you amenities as well. However, remember, they're usually smaller because they're run by families, not some corporation. And the sites tend to be a little bit smaller because they are trying to get and accommodate as many rigs as they possibly can. So whereas your space in your commercial campgrounds tend to be larger and you pay for that, in your family-owned campgrounds they tend to be smaller, a little bit tighter. However, they do pack just as much fun. So don't discount them at all. Last but definitely not least on the list is your state park. So your state park is typically going to have very large sites depending on where you are, but the amenities are probably going to be few, far, and in between. So you might get fishing, you might get some type of outdoor activity like that, but don't expect them to have a pool. Don't expect them to have a jungle gym for the kids. Don't expect them to have a hippo slide. Like, that doesn't exist in a state park. What you get is trees. You typically get water and electric. Sewer might be available, but it might be off maybe to the left or the right, depending on how they have it set up. And you may have to go over to it before and after your visit. Your state parks typically are the cheapest. However, remember, cheap doesn't always mean better, because you might not have cell phone signal. You probably won't have Wi-Fi. If you have little children, you're better off going to a commercial or a family campground where you do have those amenities. But if you're trying to get off the grid, state park is definitely the way to go. So hopefully we've given you a greater insight and a contrast between your state parks versus your family-owned parks versus your commercial-owned parks. Feel free to hit the like button and share. We'd be more than happy to answer any questions, comments, or anything you have.